Assalamu alaikum and welcome to I Am Her with me, Sidra Iqbal. This series of conversations is brought to you by JS Her, and we speak to amazing, inspiring women about their dreams and how they were able to make their dreams come true. ख़ास तौर पे जब बात की जाए एक ऐसे ख्वाब की या किसी ऐसी मंजिल की जिसका आपके सामने कोई एग्जाम्पल नहीं है, कोई प्रेसिडेंस नहीं है, यानी कोई ऐसी चीज़ आप करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं जो किसी ने पहले नहीं की, तो यकीनन डर भी है, खौफ भी है और ये भी नहीं पता कि ये कैसे हो पाएगा. But today's guest is definitely someone who has many firsts under her belt. Back in 1993, she was the first cafe owner, restaurant owner of the very beloved, the very memorable Copper Kettle. अगर आप कराची में थे, 90s में थे, तो you definitely remember what a buzz that place was. और उसके बाद she of course has also initiated the first ever all organic bakery as well as eatery called the Nico's. And of course, she's also the first woman board member on the Citizens Foundation's board. हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं the visionary Nilofer Saeed. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, Sidra. It's so lovely to be with you. You give such a lot of enthusiasm in whatever you do, so it's lovely to talk to you.
Just like you, because you're the visionary. आज हम अपने viewers को बताते चलें कि in each of our conversations we cover one feminine trait, and today we thought, why not? And of course, the first thing that comes to mind when somebody thinks of you is to be a visionary. मुझे बताएं, let's begin with the Copper Kettle because we miss it so dearly. When you were starting out, what was the idea? ये कैसे आपने सोचा था?
Actually, to be very honest, it was opened in Lahore first by my brother, and then we decided to open in Karachi.
Sahi.
And we never looked back. Opened it, we didn't have money. We opened it with a little bit of worry that we're investing everything we have. You know, when women invest their money, they're very careful because that's about what they have. And just good luck, right timing, because Karachi was ready for a space where people could hang out and have burgers, cokes, drink, cakes, Alaska, school food, comfort food, and hang around with company. The restaurant started with a young place for the young people to hang around, and slowly I converted it into a family restaurant for the simple reason that when youngsters came, they hung around with a Coke or a 7-Up because that's all they could afford and kept the table. When the family came, they ate a lot of food. So it was learning on the job, everything that we learned, but it was a challenge. But I have to say, those days, about 27 years ago, Karachi was a place to live. People were amazing. The customers were amazing. The establishment, the government was amazing. They, whatever they wanted us to do, they would tell us to do nicely in a polite way. And the vendors were amazing. To talk to a woman, when they found that a woman was doing something, they gave you respect and they talked to you with respect and they treated you with respect. So I felt so great when I used to go anywhere telling people that, I'm a Pakistani woman. I run a restaurant in Karachi. And I mean, I have so many people that come and give me so much respect. People were shocked all over the world. Woman, Pakistan, running a restaurant. I mean, really, and not covered from head to toe. But unfortunately, we have lost all our cultural decency in this last 27 years. I'm so sorry about it.
So you feel that we have taken a step back, several steps back?
Many steps back. We've lost the idea that, izzat se zindagi guzare or izzat de. We don't believe in that. We believe the louder we shout, the more we abuse, more power to us. तो इसमें मुझे बहुत अफसोस होता है. And then I feel that, when the children are seeing this on the roads, on TVs and things, that's what they learn.
Absolutely.
That's what they're going to learn. So when I found that JS Bank had opened this account for the ladies, I thought it was such a great idea that you're giving the chance to all the young women and women of any age to come with dignity, open your account, save your money, and you don't have to tell the males in your family. And you can do that. and the bank helps you do it.
But something you just said, I want to pick on that. Nilofer ji, आपने कहा कि now we feel we need to be boisterous, we need to be loud, we have to bulldoze our way through. आपको लगता है कि now with so many women coming in the professional spheres, they sometimes start acting like men? They have to be very masculine, they have to be very, bossy rather than assertive?
Well, you know what women might misunderstand and think that just because they've come in a man's world, they have to be bossy, rude, nasty, or aggressive, or bullying. I don't think that's the way, because God gave a role to a male and a female.
Sahi.
And the female's role is, yes, to work and to look after the family and to look after the country and to look after everything. But it doesn't mean that just because you're wearing trousers or a jacket, you become a man. No, you can do it with so much refinedness, so much gentleness, and bring in the good traits of women. Women have beautiful traits.
Very true.
I mean, so I don't think that there is, I've never needed to be, I've never thought I'm less than a man, and I've never thought that I wanted to be a man. In fact, I think I was at the right place at the right time and the right country to do whatever I've achieved. Maybe I wouldn't have achieved all this in any other country, because we had such a lovely country.
But one of the things I do want to tell you, और नीलोफर जी के साथ मेरी ये conversations पहले भी हुई, तो जैसे हमारे यहाँ आमतौर पे होता है कि जब आपसे लोग compete नहीं कर पाते तो they try to cut you in size. और इनके रेस्टोरेंट ने भी ये फेस किया जब इनके स्टाफ को, इनके शेफ को, इनके लोगों को जो बड़ी मेहनत से ट्रेन किए गए थे, somebody else sort of poached them. But she did not give up. There were times जब clients सामने बैठे हैं, customers order place कर चुके हैं और kitchen में कोई नहीं है. You rolled up your sleeves and you decided to cook and serve yourself.
Yes. We were lucky that I mean, I think I'm a very gutsy person. So nothing daunts me. When that happened, when I won't name the brand that came and took all our staff, we couldn't close. There was no way. That would be defeat.
Yes.
So I called my friends and we came and we did everything and we lasted till we got over. Poaching is I think it's a common thing, happens all over the world, I suppose. I've experienced it in everything: poaching of the people, poaching of the ideas, poaching of the recipes, poaching of the new ingredients. So what I decided, instead of complaining or feeling sorry that, so-and-so's copied this, so-and-so's copied that, I just want to be the first.
Yes.
So I keep on trying to, get there. By the time somebody's got there, I've moved a little forward.
You're so invested heart and soul in what you do. मुझे ये बताइए, हर कोई आपसे पूछता है, after Copper Kettle, now with Nico's, all organic, internationally भी concept यही है कि all organic food means expensive food. How do you curate? How do you create a market? और ख़ास तौर पर recipes कैसे बनाते हैं आप लोग?
First of all, I want to say that I've always tried to keep my restaurant rates and prices for the middle class and the lower middle class and this thing. I've never tried to be a uppity type of restaurant, because I feel it's fair for everybody. If I'm making something, everybody should at least be able to try it once in their life, if nothing else. Recipes 25 years ago were taken from some cookbook or from experiments and from trying and testing. I mean, when the first pina colada was made in Copper Kettle, I think I must have had 70 glasses to make it
Perfect.
perfect to taste it. And now life is much easier. I say I want to make this. My chef says, "Acha, I'll Google it." He Googles in 3-4 jagah Google karta hai. He makes me 3-4 samples. I decide, yes, this is okay or this is not okay. But having said that, it's sad. There is so much that you can do in Pakistan. Pakistani people are intelligent. They have the himmat to do things.
Yes.
We can do so much. Just because restaurants were open, everybody opened restaurants. Just because spas were open, everybody opened spas and parlors. There is so much to do in this country. I mean, if I was 30 years younger, I could have thought of 10, 20 new businesses to do, which would be the first.
Yes.
And I keep telling people, I mean, I invite people to come and talk to me, the entrepreneurs, if they have an idea. I help them, I call them, I sit with them, I suggest to them how to do it, and then बाकी वो करते हैं.
आपको लगता है कि जब प्रेसिडेंस ना हो, जैसे आपने कहा कि यू डिड सो मेनी फर्स्ट एंड यू टेल पीपल टू बी द फर्स्ट इन व्हाटएवर दे वांट टू डू, तो उसकी बजटिंग, उसका बिजनेस प्लान, उसके लिए फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी कितनी इंपॉर्टेंट होती है? एक है कि आपके पास पैशन है, रेसिपी है, हुनर है, लेकिन वो कितने में बिकेगा, उसको प्राइस कैसे करें, अपना बजट कैसे मैनेज करें?
You see, basically, if anybody wants to start a business, now it's easy for them. They go onto the net and take out 20 examples that to open a restaurant, what you'll need, how you'll price your menu, which class of people you want to go into, how much the weight of each patty should be, and everything. You got it online in Urdu and in English, so people should not worry. In any business, किसी ने तो दुनिया में कहीं की हुई है वो बिजनेस, आप उनसे सीख लें. And now with the bank helping, in our time, I mean, even having a bank account was impossible. Having a bank account, husband का name हो जी, father का name हो जी, भाई का नाम हो, तो इनको joint mail के साथ signature. So these are now, things are very different, and people can. And COVID में, I noticed that all our young ladies came up with a lot of innovative ideas, and in COVID they came up with fantastic ideas and did a lot of online businesses. Now, if they want to grow, they should go and talk to banks and maybe take out a loan. And there are a lot of opportunities for people now to make their businesses grow.
नीलोफर जी, वैसे कहते ये हैं कि अगर आपने बिजनेस सक्सेस आपको चाहिए, don't become too emotional about it, because sometimes you have to take a lot of rational, practical decisions.
वो सही बात है, but
as
it's like as a woman, when you start a business, it's your baby.
Yes.
And you can't let go of your baby. I recently had a very heartbreaking time. I'd opened Nico's in Shaykh Millet, which was really lovely and beautiful. I opened it. They dug the underpass. 1 week after my opening, they dug the underpass. 1 year, that underpass, mitti, nobody could get to the restaurant. Finished, opened it. 1 month into it, COVID came. 2 years we were closed with COVID. Just reopened, and then the government on that side said, no, you can't have your kitchens in the basement.
Because there was an accident.
There was an incident, an accident, which they've all forgotten now. But anyway, so you can't do that. When that happened, I said, quits. I told my staff, lock up, sell everything and give this back. And my staff was so shocked that, madam, nahi, you've lasted 5 years, 1 more year. I said, no, this is jinxed. No. And I just left it to them to sell, pack up, give everything. And it was like letting go of my very expensive child, like a designer child. When you have designer shoes and designer socks.
So, you remind me of a very famous Silicon Valley saying. They say that if you have to fail as an entrepreneur, then fail fast.
Yeah.
Do you believe that, Hanji, there are some things, theoretically, on paper, the plan is amazing, but it's just not going to take off?
Yes.
So, us waqt, how do you counsel yourself?
I tell myself that, you can't win all the time in life. You've got to lose.
Very true.
5 failures will make 1 success. You don't get success overnight. I mean, you're just very lucky if, like with Copper Kettle, with Hobnob, which you forget to mention, which I also started.
Yes.
And sold further on. There were so many.
To another woman entrepreneur, by the way.
Yes, to another lovely young girl
yes.
Who's running it very well. There were many locations in that were very wrong. I'd opened them and then I had to shut it to open to another location.
So one of the things about businesses is कि आपको कभी कभार बड़े practical, काफ़ी hard-hearted decisions लेने पड़ते हैं. ख़वातीन तो हर चीज़ के साथ emotionally attach हो जाती हैं. तो जब ऐसा कोई मौका आता है, नीलोफर जी, how do you respond and how do you counsel yourself and take yourself through?
Like you tell yourself that you can't win all the time.
True.
And you also see the maths of it and you realize and you see that you're not, when I want to take something out of the menu, for example, a small item, if I tell my staff, I want to take this out of the menu, it's very old, everybody's got it now.
Nilofer ji, you started your first venture back in 1993. उस वक्त हम देखते हैं कि not a lot of women managers or entrepreneurs were around. Staff mainly used to comprise of all men. आज भी ख़वातीन struggle करती हैं कि a lot of men refuse to take instructions from women. How did you cope with that?
Actually, at that time, men were so, I guess, scared of a woman because they weren't used to, with me at least, if they were younger, they would think that, this is their mother talking. If they were the same, they were so scared of a woman talking to them, telling them, trying to be their equal, that they took it very well. I think that if you give the man respect and talk to him as your equal, they're okay. They don't mind. I find that even today, most people are very sensible about women and men talking. The only reason that I never kept waitresses or the kitchen, females in the kitchen, I was worried about their safety with the uneducated people in the kitchen.
I've always wanted to ask you, does your family get special discounts at Nikos?
Which family? I have such a large family.
Consider me as family then. Will I get discounts
You're
at
my
Nikos?
child. I'll give you discount. My family, I just have about 52 first cousins.
Wow, mashallah.
From my father's side. So,
Mashallah. But of course, all those who get linked with you and learn about you, get to work with you. Nilofer ji, while we talk about all the businesses, of course, the way you've opened doors for education for a lot of young girls. कई लोगों को शायद ये नहीं पता कि TCF यानी the Citizens Foundation में पढ़ने वाले बच्चे और खुसूसन बच्चियाँ अपनी families के first generation learners होते हैं. यानी हम सोच भी नहीं सकते कि इनकी families में कई generation से कोई शख्स स्कूल ना गया हो.
neither male nor female.
Yes.
And अब वो बच्चे are giving back to TCF. I'm so impressed. वो बच्चे कैसे पढ़ते हैं, उनको क्या opportunities मिल रही हैं. हमारे बच्चे डॉक्टर बन गए, आर्मी में गए, सिविल सर्वेंट में गए हैं, अब्रॉड गए हैं मास्टर्स करने. लम्स, you name it, IBA, you name it, they've been there.
Yes.
And now with all the opportunities that people are giving, giving them chances, and inshallah, every child that has entered TCF, inshallah, will come out a changed person with a positive change and will change their community, their homes. They start by telling their mother, brush their teeth, brush their hair. They read their prescriptions. We've also started giving adult literacy to women. So, God is very kind. The people in Pakistan are very good. They give a lot to help people.
And जिस तरह आपने कहा कि money and finances are the reality, मुझे अच्छी चीज़ ये भी लगी, the city schools in every community that they're working in became the community center. यानी जब हमने कोविड में मुश्किलें देखी, इसके अलावा अभी हाल ही में होने वाले the biggest humanitarian crisis जिसमें a third of the country went underwater in floods में, तब भी जो TCF के schools थे वो shelter homes बने, इन लोगों को दोबारा rehabilitate करने का ज़रिया बने. अब क्या समझती हैं कि जब इस तरह की कलामिटी से इंसान गुजरता है, उसके बाद पैसे की कदर, पैसे को बचाने की कदर, पैसा कमाने की कदर ज़्यादा बढ़ती है?
देखिए, जो लोगों को कदर है ना पैसों की, जिनके लिए जिनने मुश्किल से कमाए हैं, पीपल हु हैव अर्नड हार्ड, अपने मेहनत से कमाए पैसे, उनको तो बहुत कदर है. और अब तो और भी कदर है सोच के कि आगे क्या होगा. मगर जिनको इजी काम इजी गो, उनको तो कभी कदर ना आएगी ना है. मगर जो हमारे लोग हैं हमारे मुल्क में, 60% को बहुत कदर है, बहुत फिक्र है. दे आर ट्राइंग टू कंट्रोल. जो मेरा पहला कस्टमर 4 दफ़ा महीने में आता था, वो मे बी 1 दफ़ा आ रहा है महीने में, बिकॉज सबको फिक्र पड़ गई है कि देखो इतना लॉस हुआ है, इतना लॉस. लोअर मिडिल क्लास एंड मिडिल क्लास बिल्कुल ख़त्म हो गया. द पीपल दैट आर वेरी पुअर, उनको तो बेचारों को कोई वो है ही नहीं. वो तो अपनी डेली रोजी का ही सोच के उनको आगे सर्वाइवल, मेडिसिन की फिक्र, बच्चों की फिक्र, एजुकेशन की फिक्र, उनको तो कुछ وہ سوچ بھی نہیں سکتے کہ کل کیا ہوگا, وہ تو آج گزار لیں تو بہت اچھا ہوتا ہے. تو یہ ہے کہ بہت زیادہ قدر آئی ہے, اور آئی وش پورے ملک کو قدر آ جاتی کہ دیکھو وی ہیو ٹو گیو, کچھ تو ہم نے اس ملک کے لیے کرنا ہے نا. اگر ٹی سی ایف کھلا, SIUT کھلا, اگر یہ کڈنی سینٹر کھلا, یہ سب لوگوں نے ہی کھولے ہیں.
بالکل.
تو اپنے لوگ نے دے کے کر کے بہت چیزیں کی ہیں, باقی بھی مل جائیں, اور اپنے پیسے دے دیں ہمارے گورنمنٹ کو, JS بینک میں ڈال دیں سب جتنے باہر پیسے ہیں, تو ہماری جو یہ IMF سے جان ہی چھوٹ جائے ایک دفعہ.
اچھا, آپ نے دیکھا کہ ایک ٹیلنٹ شو آپ لوگ کرتے ہیں
جی جی
TCF میں, ابھرتا ستارہ, اور مجھے بتائیں کہ ابھرتا ستارہ میں جب آپ ان ٹیلنٹڈ بچیوں کو دیکھتی ہیں جو اب خود مختار ہیں, انڈیپینڈنٹ ہیں, ان کے کیا خواب ہیں؟ when you get to interact with them informally, یہ اپنی زندگی کے لیے کیا ویژن رکھتی
they
ہیں؟
either want to do, the ones that are very talented, وہ میوزک میں ان کو وہ جو کوک اسٹوڈیو, and they want to go on, or they want to be stars دنیا میں, they want to be known, they want to be stars, they want, ساتھ ساتھ پڑھائی بھی کرنے چاہتے ہیں, بیکاز ہمارے ملک میں یہ جو آرٹسٹ ہیں ان کو کم انکریجمنٹ ملتی ہے. وہ کہتے ہیں نہیں جی پڑھائی کرو, آرٹ از جسٹ شوق, بٹ ریئلی ناٹ. آپ گیمز میں ہوں, آپ جس چیز میں ہوں, اگر آپ دل لگا کے کریں تو آپ کہیں سے کہیں بھی پہنچ سکتے ہیں, اور ہماری لڑکیاں پہنچ رہی ہیں, ہمارے لڑکے پہنچ رہے ہیں.
آپ کا واٹ از یور کانسیپٹ اباؤٹ قسمت؟ کئی دفعہ لوگ کہتے ہیں نا کہ جی آپ نے بھی ابھی کہا کہ ایک ریسٹورینٹ جو بند کرنا پڑا, 5 سال اسٹرگل کیا, مے بی دیٹ پلیس از جنکسڈ. ڈو یو بلیو ان قسمت؟
میں کہتی ہوں کہ دیکھیں, واٹ آئی بلیو از, اس میں میری, آئی میڈ سم مسٹیک. God will never do something to take revenge from me. I made a mistake. I keep searching every day کہ شاید میں نے کوئی اس میں غلطی کی تھی, ٹائم رانگ تھا, انویسٹمنٹ بہت کر دی, چھوٹا کرنا تھا, جو میں ہر وقت لوگوں کو کہتی ہوں کہ چھوٹا شروع کرو اور بڑا کرو,
آہستہ آہستہ.
آہستہ بڑا ہو. میں نے اس میں سوچ لیا کہ میں بہت بڑا بناتی ہوں, اور انویسٹمنٹ بہت ہو گئی, تو ریکوری نہیں ہو سکی جیسے. تو میں کہتی ہوں جب قسمت بھی بنانے والا, میرے خیال میں جو قسمت بناتا ہے اپنی غلطی سے یا اپنی اچھائی سے, ٹو اے گریٹ ایکسٹینٹ, یہ میری بلیف ہے. میں کہتی ہوں جو میرے ساتھ کوئی غلط ہوتا ہے وہ میری غلطی ہے,
اور اس سے ہم سیکھتے ہیں.
سیکھتی ہوں میں.
بالکل صحیح. اچھا مجھے بتائیں, کئی ساری اسٹڈیز یہ کہتی ہیں کہ ون آف دا موسٹ امپورٹنٹ ڈیسیژنز اے وومن از گوئنگ ٹو ٹیک ان ہر لائف از ہو شی ڈیسائڈس ٹو میری, بیکاز یہ کمپینین آپ کا اسٹیٹ آف مائنڈ, آپ کے ساتھ وہ ٹاکسک ہے نہیں ہے, پازیٹیو انسان ہے نیگیٹو ہے, آہستہ آہستہ آپ بھی ویسے ہی بن جائیں گے. آپ کیا سمجھتے ہیں کہ واقعی ہمارے یہاں آج کل کی لڑکیاں یہ ڈیسیژن سوچ سمجھ کر لیتی ہیں؟
آج کل کی تو لڑکیوں کو بہت موقع ملتے ہیں سوچ سمجھ کے. ہمارے زمانے میں تک کچھ نہیں, شادی کرو جی 18 سال کی, یہ بڈھی ہوگی, جلدی شادی کراؤ. سو ہمیں تو یہ بھی پتہ نہیں تھا کہ وی ڈidn't نو واٹ وی شوڈ لک فار. اب جو میں گرلز دیکھتی ہوں, دے لک فار لائک مائنڈیڈ پیپل, اینڈ دے ہیو دا اپرچونیٹیز ٹو لیو دیم اف دے آر ناٹ compatible, or if they are not okay. ہمارے زمانے میں تو یہ تھا کہ you get married and your janazah comes home, nothing else. So there was a big difference. I feel now the girls are much smarter, much more sensible, and they look for companions. But also ایک سائڈ پر ہماری girls بہت زیادہ ڈیزائنر کانشیس ہو گئی ہیں, اینڈ لڑکے ڈرنے شروع ہو گئے. دے اسٹارٹ فیلنگ کہ جی ہم اس سے شادی کریں گے, ہاؤ ول وی سپورٹ ہر. سو یہ بیلنس رکھنا چاہیے. آئی مین یو شوڈ, دیر از اے ٹائم فار ایوری تھنگ. آپ جب شروع شادی کرتے ہیں, دونوں کو اسٹرگل کرنا ہوتا ہے, بچوں کو پڑھانا ہوتا ہے. اس کے بعد ونس یو آر اولڈ اینڈ سیٹلڈ, یو کین ڈو fulfill your dreams middle age میں. بٹ انیشلی یو کانٹ گو into a marriage thinking that اب میں جا کے یہ بھی لوں گی, وہ بھی لوں گی, یہاں بھی جاؤں گی, ٹریول بھی کروں گی. My husband was in PIA, I think, and a pilot. I hardly traveled because I had 2 little kids and nobody to look after. ہماری تو سسٹم اتنی اچھی ہے. Girls have parents, in-laws, family. I mean, we have a beautiful society.
Yes.
If we deal with it nicely. I mean, if I want to go somewhere now, my sister will come and look after my house if need be. But اس زمانے میں نہ ٹیلی فونس تھے, ٹیلی گرام سے تو باتیں ہوتی تھیں. So, things have changed now. تو one call you make to your mother, Mom, I need a car, she'll be there with it. So, but we all have to keep a balance. we cannot expect the man to die of depression because he has to give so much to the woman, or the woman to go so, be such a scapegoat that she has to do everything.
That she's sacrificing
Equal,
everything.
sacrificing
जिस
everything.
लाइफस्टाइल को वो जानती है उसको भी त्याग दे और उसके बाद एक बेहतर जिंदगी का ख्वाब ना देखे।
दोनों चीजें साथ। एंड इफ बोथ मेन एंड वुमेन आर वर्किंग, फिर आदमी को घर में भी काम करना है इक्वली, ठीक है, जितना वो करती है घर में काम करे। अगर वो भी कमा रही है तो आप घर में भी दोनों मिलकर करें। आजकल के यंगस्टर्स कर रहे हैं बहुत सारे। मैं आई हैव सीन नाइस यंगस्टर्स हेल्प करते हैं, मगर ये मैसेज आना चाहिए सबको कि इक्वल। अगर लड़की से आप काम करवा रहे हैं, मेरी लड़कियां जो स्पाज में काम करती हैं, सुबह खाना पका के आती हैं, फिर स्पाज में पूरा दिन काम करती हैं, लोगों से डांटे खाती हैं, फिर घर जाती हैं, फिर सास का ख्याल रखती हैं, झाड़ू करती हैं, पोता करती हैं, और उनके हस्बैंड कोने में बैठ के ड्रग्स कर रहे होते हैं। So ये तो कोई सोसाइटी नहीं हुई ना।
Absolutely.
इक्वालिटी होती है।
This brings to mind my last question for you. आपने भी 2-3 दफ़ा कहा, कुछ चीज़ें आपने अच्छी बताई जो 90s में हमारे माशरे में थी, and unfortunately we've lost them. But at the same time, you think that if you were a young person today, you could have come up with so many more ideas and you
would have had so many more opportunities.
Absolutely.
I would have, communication is so easy. I would have had more opportunities, more acceptability in the sense के आपसे discuss कर लिया, more people to advise me.
More resources.
हाँ, more resources.
सही.
More loans from banks, more advice from people. Everybody, they see, we are a very vibrant society, but we are also internationally connected now. So we can take example from anybody. ठीक है? Good example, bad example. We should try to take the best from everybody and keep our social community the way we were brought up.
So
loving
if I
and
give
caring.
you a time travel machine and you could go back to the age when you were 25, what would you do differently?
Not get married at 18, not have children at 19.
Okay.
Study more. I would have studied. I didn't study. I got married literally after my metric. So I would study more. I would travel more. And then I would make proper decisions, which now everybody can do. They can study more. They don't have to get married early. They don't have to. So this is a time of life where you have every opportunity.
That is why they call it the age of abundance. And that is why all the advice you gave is so timely and so on point. Thank you so much, Nilofer ji, for taking out time, for speaking to us, for sharing your journey and the milestones with us. And of course, if you want more details about just some of the things that we had mentioned, खास तौर पे अगर आप JS Her के बारे में कुछ जानना चाहते हैं, leave us a comment and somebody from our team is going to get back to you. And if you're watching our replay, please do include #replay in your comments. Until next time, take good care of yourself. Khuda Hafiz.